Hello and welcome to the latest episode in the Rex Room. I'm your host Supriti Batra and today I'm joined by our distinguished guest Sourjya Mohanty, who's not only a business leader but is also a storyteller. While he heads the strategy and operations in EpicOn and Docubay, his alter ego actually lies in Trip Tok. At Trip Tok, he shares his immersive experience, which is raw, real, unfiltered, and absolutely captivating. He's covered the bustling Indian towns and hidden gems across the globe on his channel Trip Tok. Trip Tok is not just a channel about travel, it's about discovery and building a community. And today we are going to explore how Sourjya balances both his worlds, the boardroom and the backpack. So let's welcome Sourjya. So welcome Sourjya to our podcast. Let's quickly dive into the questions. Tell me, how did the idea of Trip Tok coin? Was it something personal or was it your travel that you loved? Why did you start this Trip Tok?
First of all, thank you, Supriti, for your time, and it's really pleasure to be on your podcast. I've always followed you from the Insta, and I've seen the kind of topics that you cover. Yeah, definitely. I think travel has been there in my DNA because from my childhood, my parents have been avid travelers.
Okay.
So, when I go in traveling, I always used to find a story behind a place or what's the great story behind every place that I go, and what drives it, whether it's food, culture, or people, right?
Right.
And then during my growing days when I was studying in Bangalore and I was staying there, so I used to do a lot of these trips in India, within India, and also outside India. And I used to find out that what is that extra oomph factor in every place that drives people like me to sort of experience the USP. And Trip Tok was basically a figment of that, where I thought that there's so many people globally, around 2 billion people that travel here and there, whether it is domestic or international. In India also, the number is huge, like 30 million
Correct.
people travel every year. So I thought that travelers like me, whether they travel with family, solo, or friends, they should have a platform which is very, very localized. Whether it covers India or it covers abroad, it should be able to give some kind of information to both new travelers and experienced travelers.
So something unique should be presented
something
to them.
unique, and something which is on their beck and call. I mean, they can just refer and then do anything that they can do with the platform. So whether it is forex information or whether it is the route information, food information, all of that they get.
All of that they get. Yeah. Why Trip Tok? I mean, it's very familiar. Sound like TikTok.
Yeah.
So were you trying to capture the audience of TikTok, or why was it?
Yeah, I mean, the name just came through. So what trip is? Obviously, trip is traveling. So you are always when you are on travel, you are making a trip. And when I say talk, so whether it is TALK or TOK, so I thought that some kind of familiarity with the platform gives that kind of edge.
Yeah.
So it was Trip Tok.
So how is Trip Tok different from other platforms? There are so many travel pages, there are so many travel bloggers. And how do you filter, what you want to post?
Yeah, I think that's where our USP comes into the picture. So there are 3 pivots on which we have built the platform. One is that, again, as I said, the uniqueness, the culinary uniqueness, and the people and the culture of any given location. That's the first thing. The second thing is about itinerary. Itinerary is something which is very important. If I have 4 days to travel to a place, I should be able to know on my fingertip that where all I need to visit quickly and then experience the joy of visiting that place. So we give ready itinerary for 3 days and 5 days. So any traveler who is in that city would be able to refer quickly and then find out, okay, these are some of the places that I need to quickly visit and then enjoy. That's the secondary corner that we're giving. The third is also we are building a community, which is in the process. And this community is basically contributing in terms of their stories, images, and videos. Where if they have visited, for example, a Langkawi in Malaysia, then they should be able to share the videos and the images where it gives a new traveler, if I'm traveling for the first time, it gives an idea as to how the location looks like.
Right.
And a little bit of write-up or 500 words about the place. So, for example, we get cajoled by the videos and the images, but there are some stories which are behind that,
Correct.
which may be like if this particular island is inhabited by people or not inhabited by people. So, some information around that. How do you go to reach to that particular place? The transportation part, and whether cards work or do not work. That kind of granularity we give. Sometimes the
Okay.
currency is very important, and
Absolutely.
card
Absolutely.
doesn't work.
Card doesn't
So
work.
these are some of the things that we want to go at a granular level from the key contributors or the community that we're building.
So the people can send you their trip details.
Trip details.
Or can they post on your page? Do you post their content also on
Yeah,
the
so
page?
so what we have done is that key contributor as a section, we give them the
Okay.
credit and we
Okay.
post that.
Okay.
We do a little bit of moderation as to which images should go and which should not go.
Right.
But we give them the credit
Okay.
of contributing to the overall Trip Tok as a platform.
Oh, that's fabulous. So that's how you're kind of building a community and belongingness to the community.
Absolutely. With that
Right.
also just to add on to that, to this question, we are also going at a tier 2, tier 3 level also, where if there is anything unique with let's say culture, food, apparels, we also curate on that as a key contributor as well, both
that's
international
lovely.
and domestic.
And domestic.
Yeah.
I have seen some of your content. It's very, unfiltered and cinematic, right? Both together. So, how do you strike a balance between the real and the compelling? There's something like sometimes you find this is like a real content, but you may or may not want to post it, and something is very compelling to you.
Yeah.
So, how do you kind of strike that balance?
I think very nicely said, and it's one of the most difficult jobs that we do
Yes.
is to maintain the balance.
Right.
While we get tempted to put a lot of things
Yes.
which can go out and then for the public consumption, but also we moderate that to a large extent because we have users across multiple age brackets, so we want to cater to that user. So what we do is that the secret sauce is about writing. The blogs that we write are very personalized, they are curated, and they have the finest details as to how this particular location looks like, what are the cuisine that one should try, and what are some of the difficulties that you can also face in this particular
because a lot
location.
of times you don't
Yeah.
people don't talk about
Yeah,
that, which is also a very important aspect. You
yes.
can get stuck because of something
Yes.
like that.
Like in some of the locations myself in Africa, I have got stuck because of transportation, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know that Uber doesn't work there. Now what is that
Right.
small app? I have never heard about it. That sort of works in some pockets of Africa. So these are some of the details also that we put in particular location and about a particular location, and that with the help of SEO and boosting, reaches out to multiple
Reaches out to many
users.
people.
So
In
these
fact,
are
I have experienced something like this when I was traveling to Europe. My first experience to Europe, and I had booked a cab from the rail station to the hotel because
Right.
it was my train was landing in. I think it was Florence at some time in the night. So I thought, I may not get some transport. So I pre-booked a cab, which was at a very high cost.
Yeah.
European euros is like a bomb that you pay. And in fact, when it picked me up, took a round, and I think in 5 or 7 or maximum 10 minutes, I was at my hotel. And in the morning when I got up and walked down the hotel and looked left, the train station was like right there.
Oh,
It was literally a 200 meters walk.
absolutely.
So I was fleeced with 5,000 rupees just to, cover that 200 meters. Obviously, he took a long tour. And so I always, give this as an example because sometimes you don't realize that you're paying a lot of money for something that is not worth it. I could have spent that money in some other way.
Absolutely.
So these little intricacies that you're saying are so very important, how you can be stuck or how do you maneuver these kind of things.
Absolutely bang on. I was in some island in Vietnam, and then there is a ferry time where it stops, like I think 7:30 or 8 o'clock. I'm forgetting the island's name, but 7:30 is the last ferry.
Yeah.
And then that basic details also as basic as that. I didn't have those details. And then the ferry went and I was stuck in the island.
Oh my God.
Then we had to find out a local. So there are 3 friends of us. We had to find a local fisherman's place.
To sleep over the night.
Request some time some space to sleep.
Oh my God.
And then we got up and then left. So these are some of the things
Yes.
that anybody can get stuck at any
Get stuck
place.
with. And what if you're with family
Yeah.
then? Yeah, true. So tell me, do you travel to vlog or you vlog because you travel?
So I have been traveling for last 15 years, almost covered around 30 countries.
Okay.
And 60 plus cities. So I think what happened is that while in the process of traveling, both for work and personal travels,
Yeah.
I have realized one thing is that there has to be some place where I'm maintaining a diary. You know? And I'm very poor at maintaining a diary. So I said, let's create a platform. And then create a situation where every travel of mine or contributors like yours or somebody else can add on to that platform and becomes a global community. So I think the platform came because of my own addiction to travel. Yearly I travel around 4 to 5 international places at least. Be it a 4 days or a 20 days, it doesn't matter. But some kind of unwinding is required for me, whether with family, friends or solo. It depends how.
Tell me, Trip Tok has a lot of storytelling, a lot of exploration, and also community building.
Right.
What is the most closest to your heart, and where do you intend to take Trip Tok? Will it be like a whole package, or you want to kind of move into one direction?
So very rightly put through. So it is like a left brain and right brain, right? So we are working on one side of the brain right now. But the idea is that it has to be a traveler's favorite destination is what I want to call it.
Okay.
When I say favorite destination to get information, we are also going to come up with a merchandise part as well.
Okay.
So merchandise part is going to have little bit of trekking stuff, travel stuff, which are like a
Essentials.
quick commerce that you try to find out the grocery item. It's going to be the same thing where in the same format, whether it's bags, caps or anything. You can just pick it up and then move on. And then the third layer or fourth layer that we are coming up is also, at some point in time opening up the booking part or the flight booking, and also some kind of experiences is what we are going to focus. Flight booking everybody gives nowadays. But we are going to curate experiential travel. So whether it is a desert ride in Doha, for example, 3 hours of desert ride and bang on you are in the middle of the desert nowhere and you're doing the land cruiser ride. That's the thrill that we want to give it to our users. So those experiences are what we are going to focus along with the storytelling mode.
You've traveled so much. I'm sure you have tons of memories. What is that most unexpected thing that you encountered and has stuck to you as a memory?
So I think there are a couple of memories which are there, but I think one of the memories is that I was in Barcelona in Spain a couple of years back, and then I was traveling to Italy, Milan. Milan being the destination of fashion and lifestyle. So I thought that okay, that's the best place to sort of be there. So I reached there, and then I was in the midst of Milan in the Domas. The Domas is the center point of Milan. And then all the brands are out there.
Yes.
So first of all, I was sweating, and then after seeing those brands, because what I've been seeing on celluloid or in magazines is right in front of me, be it Tiffany's, be it a Campari brand, which is a drinks brand, or anything for that matter, are all out there.
Right.
And I think that 360-degree memory that I have stood in the center of Domas and then seen all of those brands, I think that is one of the best memories that I have had.
Oh, wonderful. Have you captured that on Trip Tok?
Yeah, I think I have captured on the Trip Tok videos. That should be on any point in time. So we are
lovely. I'd love to watch that. I have a similar memory, in fact, of Paris, Champs-Élysées.
Yeah.
And that's way back, almost about 18 years ago. At that time being in Paris at Champs-Élysées was another level to what it is right now. So it was like, like a little girl walking in a princess fairy tale land, and I'm still getting goosebumps, I still vividly remember that lane and looking at LV store and looking at all these big brands there. It was like
euphoric moment.
Yeah, it's like a euphoria moment.
Yeah.
You rightly said. Yeah. So
that gives you goosebumps, obviously,
every time
you
think about it. Yes, absolutely. Tell me, how do you decide what you shoot? Because there is so much that you can shoot there. When you're on the go, everything looks to be, captivating and capture. You want to capture it. So do you plan your content or you just go with the flow? How do you kind of do that?
So it's a mix of both. So there's no holy grail for that. That okay, whether we should be doing unfiltered or moderated. So what we do is that when I usually travel, is that I just log all my experiences in the camera, and that's like the best place to be to capture everything. And then we edit what are the best moments.
Best
One
moments.
is best moments, and the other is what we call as the unfiltered moments, right?
Yeah.
So for example, if there's an argument happening with a cab guy also, that is also logged out.
Okay.
And then we give the information saying that okay, fine, don't fight with the cab guys. You will have a problem in terms of traveling. So there are a lot of highs and lows in a particular content that we see, and that sort of captivates the audience, saying that okay, fine, we have both the sides of the travel. So that is what we ensure, and I typically ensure that part, which are sort of captured.
Yeah, correct. So, has there been a destination or a moment that has been too personal, which you have still not shared online or would have shared online? Something that was too personal, but you still thought that it should be there for the public to watch.
Yeah, I think one of the locations in Casablanca in Morocco. I think that's one of the moments. I think the Casablanca is beautiful when you have the Mediterranean Sea in front of you and
Yes.
the huge coastline
Right.
that opens up with beautiful breeze and people around there. So I think that is one place where I have visited and been with some of my friends out there, and we partied and everything. And by the time we sort of reached, it was already 4 o'clock in the night. So then we started doing Antakshari in the middle of nowhere. There's some Indian friends with me, so we started singing and all of that. I think that is one of the best moments that I've had.
Okay.
Is that in an uncharted
Yeah.
plan, you have fun also,
Fun
which you have
also.
never planned through.
Correct. Is there a destination that you went to and it completely changed the perception that you had of that destination?
I think that top of my mind always and is going to stay is Russia.
Acha.
So I think उस जगह में कुछ अलग ही यूनिकनेस है because you feel that okay, you don't know the language, you feel that people may not be liking you, there may be a lot of baggages among cultures and people,
Right.
but I think it is the most sweetest place that I've ever visited because people are very affable, they are very affectionate, the food is also good, and they understand the emotions more than the language. And I think I was welcomed very nicely in Moscow, and it was a great experience of I think 15 days in Moscow. I visited places around that, starting from a cab driver to the food restaurants. Were really good. I think that is the best memory that I've always have and will be staying for a long time also. Russia.
Okay, do you prefer traveling solo or you prefer traveling in a group, or do you enjoy having a crew or a companion? How do you like it?
So I do all the three.
No, but which is the one that you like the most?
So obviously with companion, because with this my wife, kid. So that is one travel which is that experience is obviously going to be very nice and within the family gamut. But I have also traveled with people like 35-40 people who are within my family members and friends. So I have done these trips to Serbia. Then this next month I'm going to Kuala Lumpur and
Okay.
Langkawi.
Okay.
That's one trip. So these are some of my family members who do not have time to go out, and then I am that travel guide for them.
Sutradhar for them.
And then I do everything for them, and they feel okay, fine. So we have an in-house company to take care of everyone. So why not? And then a part of my trip is also solo, where I try to explore countries or places where I have not been, and I have in my latent thought that I should visit. So
Is there something that you're really looking forward to? Something that has been on your list and you've not been kind of able to do that?
Yeah, I think South Africa, of course. South Africa is one exotic place.
Exotic place.
That has always been there on my
Masai
mind.
Mara? Or?
I have visited Masai
you
Mara.
visited Masai
So I've done
Mara.
the Zanzibar, the Tanzania, and the Serengeti, the whole
Okay.
migration piece.
Yes.
And Kenya also is done. So I think that part is East Africa is done more or less.
Oh, lovely. As a creator, who's also a full-time executive. How do you manage time?
I think so. I have had initial problems in managing it, but I think it is all about creating a priority list. So obviously, when you're working and you are having a full time work to do, obviously you give 70-80% of your time there. But I believe in working at least 20 hours a day,
Oh my
because
God.
that is the only way that you would be able to cover all these aspects as well. So somebody who has told that a certain number 90 hours a week is required, but I think I've gone beyond that, because 18 to 20 hours is what you need to put if you really want to follow your passion. Otherwise, shut it, don't do it. So either it is do or don't do. It's binary in nature.
Yeah.
You can't have a half-hearted stuff.
And if it is a passion, I believe, then you want to do
You
it.
want
So
to
you
do
will
it.
take
Yes.
that time out and you will
Yes.
somehow juggle time and
Absolutely.
balance it.
Absolutely.
Right. Are there some behind the scene realities that you've never, put across and you'd like to kind of share with us?
Yeah, I think there are many which are there. So
Something interesting.
interesting. So I think there are like a couple of behind the scenes that I am able to remember. So during the Casablanca, the Morocco trip, so we are like a couple of friends who were there with me, and then we were sitting in the Rick's Cafe, where you must have heard that the Casablanca movie was shot.
Movie was shot, yes.
So Rick's Cafe. So
Yeah.
we went there and all of that. And then, so while we are shooting the camera and everything in hand, the whole wine fell on me. And then I was completely drenched.
Okay.
So then my friends were telling, "Isko bhi lo, unfiltered section hoga."
Unfiltered
Matlab, "Nahi, pura
section,
gila ho chuka hu," and then that's not the way. So we're having the nok jhonk, and then the waiter came and said, "We have other guests. Please eat properly, otherwise,
Don't
you'll have to
disturb
go."
the other guests.
No. So that was like too embarrassing for me. So
एक तो वाइन गिर गई है, ऊपर से लड़ाई
ऊपर से
झगड़ा चल रहा
चल रहा है और फिर वेटर भी आके बोल दिया कि आप जाइए, रास्ता नापिए यहाँ से.
So tell me, Shaurya, do you edit your own content or do you have a team who does it for you? What is it like as a process for you? Do you like it behind the scene editing or do you like more to be in front of the camera?
Yeah, so I think it's a transition. So while when I started, it was my own editing which I was doing, but then obviously you should be a bigger critic of your own work. Always, I believe that. And then things which you are beyond your purview, I think you should hire experts in doing that.
I
So
fully
there's
agree.
a team who understands better than me in terms of editing and curating. So then the teams work along with me, obviously with some inputs of mine. They usually help in terms of doing that, and then they're currently doing that also as well for the newer content that we have.
That you have.
And they're good at their work. So
Yeah.
that is like a sweet spot where we both work together and then try to edit.
And I
do
think
it.
in any content that goes, the editing piece plays a very critical role. You know,
Absolutely.
how it kind of comes about as a vision is very important.
Very important. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sure you have days when you don't feel creative, right? And you still have to put content online. How do you deal with such situations?
A very difficult question, but I'll try to answer. There are a lot of groggy days,
Yes.
as you rightly said, कि आज तो मन नहीं है कुछ करने का, आज एडिटिंग भी नहीं करना है और देखना भी नहीं उस तरफ,
और content भी नहीं बनाना है.
But finally क्या होता है ना, as the day passes, which I told you, is that as the day passes, then you get a FOMO. Saying that आज तो कुछ तो छूट गया है, so I think
कुछ तो करना है अभी.
कुछ तो करना है, तूफानी करते हैं. So then you start experimenting with the video and then okay ठीक है, let's put it across and then see.
Okay, being a content creator, how your travel personality has changed, do you disconnect from the rest of the world and travel, or you're very involved? How does all of this happen for you?
So ये natural start था कि I was having inhibitions in my mind when I was recording, because अच्छा कौन देख रहा है, क्या कर रहा है, am I conscious, am I not conscious? So that took some time for me to decide. But nowadays I think what I'm doing is that the camera is on and I just start talking about the place, the location and my experience, and then just do a straight line walk, and then whatever I have to capture, I capture. In fact, I've started talking to people of those places and then they share their experiences. So I've started doing all of that. But it's a process. I started a little late in my life and journey, but I think there I durust hai type. So we try to
So were you camera shy?
Yeah, I've been always camera shy, of course. In my stints of work also, I have had like many series which we have produced, but I have never gone
Gone
in front of the camera. I said I'm better behind the camera.
I'm more
than
operations
more
person.
operation person.
So this must have been a very interesting transit for
Yeah.
you from behind the camera to being in front of the camera.
It's completely, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, different personality.
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah, that's how life is. It throws you challenges and you have to accept it.
How has working on content strategy in EpicOn and Docubay influenced how you tell stories on Trip Tok?
Yeah, I think those platforms, as OTT platforms, as you know, that there are zillions of stories which come in every
Yes.
platform. But one has to carve the niche,
Right.
is what I've learned and what I've always driven as a person. I'm driven by that thought is that you have to carve your niche. Otherwise, you're just another platform who is there
Yeah,
out
and
there.
there's already so much of
So many,
noise and
so much of
chaos
fatigue,
already.
content fatigue is there.
Yes, yes.
Users have around 30 minutes, 40 minutes. They have to see the Insta, they have to see the short videos and then move to watch a content. So you are basically getting a borrowed time from them, and then you have
Yes.
to create something new and better. So I think that learning, obviously, the millions and millions of videos and the data that I've seen, always has given me insights. And Trip Talk is all about how do I create that niche, how do I carve out that niche, where not only we create content but also have users coming to us every time. So we need to
Yeah.
work on the user retention.
Yeah,
That what
that-
are the ways that we can deploy
They come back to you.
where they come back to the platform, because that's the
Yeah.
real important thing that we need to work on is
Yes,
user retention.
User retention, absolutely. So, do you feel that travel content and the personal storytelling that you are doing is evolving, and will it go on to OTT? Do you think that space would happen
I think
and go digital more?
I think 10 years back, where we have seen all the highway on my plate
Yes.
and all of those experiences videos,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Travel blogs or
And
travel
lot of
videos,
wildlife
lot of
we've
wildlife
seen, yes.
and all of that. Definitely, it's a full circle, right?
Hmm.
So there are documentary platforms who keep on showing all of this content.
Correct.
But being a part of mainstream, yes, of course, it can become a part of the mainstream content. But yes, it has to be evolved, or it has to be at that level, both in terms of budget, in terms of casting, in terms of storytelling, that it can match any fiction or a TV series.
Yeah. So, do you foresee that happening? Do you consider that Trip Talk would become like a TV series, or something that we would see on OTT?
I'm sure, I think with the journey out there, and it's a
Yeah.
very long journey, you need to
Yeah.
have patience and perseverance.
Right.
Why not? We can someday, create some curated content which can go on any of the platforms. Definitely.
If you ever do that, please take me.
Yeah, of course.
I would
Most
love,
welcome.
because I am an avid traveler
I think this is my
myself.
first podcast, and you are the first host who is out there, and you'll be the first
Oh,
actress in the.
I'll be more than happy on that, because I love traveling myself. I've also traveled a lot internationally and domestically, and I am also very intrigued with getting into the city to breathe the city,
Right.
rather than just doing a touristy thing and just kind of putting a tick mark that okay, I have come and seen this
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
So I actually, while I talk, I have started making my to visit list. Like
Wow.
you generally have a to-do list. I
To-do
started
list.
making my to visit list before I die.
So how big is that?
I've just reached about 10 places
10?
and very
Oh.
different, unique experience places that I have, kind of picked up. Nothing very touristy. So I'd love, and I think OTT will be a great platform for
Yeah.
something,
Showcase
as a
something like this.
documentary or something like this. Though, like you said, there are a lot of things that have happened in the
Yeah,
past.
yeah.
But of late, I don't think I have seen any content coming through
Sure.
like that.
Yeah, I think everything new or unique is going to be an experience for the audience, right? At any
Right.
point in time.
Yeah.
And today's audience of various age cluster are consuming everything actually.
Absolutely.
And if they like your content, they're going to come back every time and then look out for new things that you're doing.
They'll be like, when
So
is
it's like a
season 2
franchise.
coming?
Yeah, it's like the Marvel franchise. If they
Right.
like, and they keep on coming
Correct.
at any cost.
So, Shaurya, you've told me that you've traveled solo also, you've traveled with family also, and I'm sure you've traveled with your boys' trips,
Yeah.
right? So, tell me one most memorable experience, one with your family, one with your boys trip, and one as solo traveler?
I think as far as my memory goes, I think the friends along with the friends, I traveled to Tomorrowland,
Oh,
which happens
wow.
every year
Yes.
in Belgium.
Yes.
That's like the Makkah of EDM
Yes.
music. So I'd gone in 2016 and 15, both the years I've been. And that's one of the best memories that I have. And all the Tomorrowlands look more or like the same
The
thing, but
same.
with the theme, with a different theme.
Yeah.
So we have had like around 500,000 people in the place.
Yes.
Different culture, different tradition, and we friends, three of us were staying in a tent because there was no hotel available.
Oh.
And then but जोश था उसमें
कि जाना है,
जाना
करना
है
है.
और 5 दिन म्यूजिक सुनना है. I think once you have everything out there, you listen and you see everything out there. I think there is nothing left in this world or globe to consume because you have all the great artists out there.
Coming
yeah,
there.
So
Who's your favorite one?
I think Tiesto remains to be the favorite because he's one person for last I think 3.5 decades been playing music.
Yes.
But he has always evolved with the time and with the audience choice.
Yes.
So that is he's one
He's
great
epic.
thing. He's epic always. So I think that's there, and then we have a couple of more like David Guetta.
David Guetta, yes.
Again, four decades of experience and
Brilliant
always
work he does.
cajole the audience
Yes.
across every age group and location, geography, anything
Absolutely.
you say. So those 2-3 people who are very very which I'm fond of. I've always gone and followed them in London or it is in Tomorrowland.
Okay.
I've done that. And my friends were also, they were coming for the first time and they thought that is some Tirth Yatra. They felt that, okay, fine, ठीक है, ADM भी होगा, भगवान भी दिखेंगे. I said, nothing like that. These are all the Bhagwan demigods who are there. Enjoy, नहीं तो घर जाना पड़ेगा. Then they started enjoying and then it was fun discovery for them more than anything else.
Right. Okay, what about family?
And family, with my parents and wife and kid, we have had a Colombo trip, which was there, and my parents used to remain at. This was a few years back. They used to be busy in their work jobs. They were doctors.
Okay.
So they remained busy, but then somehow we sort of decided that we should go and then. And enjoy. So parents were very happy that when kids give them time.
Right.
So we had a great 7-day trip around Gaul, Kandy, then Colombo.
Kandy is beautiful.
Beautiful. The cricket stadiums and everywhere. So we have had great food and great joy. And this year also we are planning to do something like that.
Wonderful. Where are you planning to go this year?
And this year I am having a solo travel which I am thinking to do it in Seychelles this year. Either Seychelles or in it's going to be Oman is what I have been thinking of.
Seychelles is on my list.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
So either it's going to be Oman or Seychelles, either of these two. But yes, it is going to be definitely there.
So which one is the solo that you remember was the most memorable?
I think if I remember, I think the Hungary and the Germany trip which I did with Vienna also. I mean Austria being there.
Right.
So this is like the 3 countries that I covered for 20 days.
Wow.
And then
all solo.
All solo. Stayed with the villagers out there, ate their food, shared the same house, and it was a great experience to understand culture.
So it was more like a couch living kind of a thing.
Couch living and also learning from them how the people are out here, what is the custom tradition of those places. And every 70-80 kilometers, as you know, the custom and tradition varies.
Yes,
the language also
linguistics
varies.
change, the food changes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think about Germany, I was in Stuttgart also, trying to figure out how the Mercedes-Benz the museum looks like. And there's a studio also of Mercedes-Benz where you can see all the cars of different eras. So I think that was also a great experience, and the solo trip sort of made me visit all these places.
Wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Doing
Very interesting.
Europe on solo.
Yeah.
And was it like more like a backpack trip, or was it like
No, it was a planned trip.
A
planned trip because everything was booked and well planned 1 month before.
Okay.
But yes, solo trip sort of helps me unwind, think on many things which are pending for a long time, get resolutions to many problems. So this is what it does.
Being with yourself,
Being
kind
with
of
yourself,
just
some time for yourself in this hustle and bustle. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's great.
Yeah.
In fact, I did a solo trip to Spiti, but
Wow.
on
Okay.
road. But it wasn't solo, but it was solo in the sense that it was an unknown group that I went with. I was solo in terms of my own self, but yes, that was a very enriching experience
Yes.
to, you know, kind of meet new people who you don't know at all, and how do you kind of build relations with them, and some of them have become very good friends with me
Yes.
now. So, you know, it's a very life-changing experience, and I think everybody should do a solo for sure. Now my
Absolutely.
next is I want to do a solo, you know,
Solo,
with no
solo.
group. So yes, definitely that is going to be there.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, that's wonderful, Shaurya. Now let's get into some fun bit. Okay,
Sure.
I'm going to do a quick rapid fire with you, and let's see what we get from you. So DSLR or iPhone?
iPhone.
Easier, right?
Yeah, easier.
Beach sunrise or mountain sunset?
I'm always a beach person, so beach sunrise, hands on.
One place you could keep returning forever.
Zanzibar.
Zanzibar.
Yeah.
Destination you haven't vlogged but you're dying to.
I think US and that too, Washington DC.
Oh, okay. Local street food or fine dine experience while traveling?
Fine dining experience while traveling, because local street food, while it is very good to eat, but you don't know whether your body is
Is going
meant
to-
for that or
yeah,
not. Am I
your
able to
tummy
take
is
it or
going
not?
to take it or
Yeah.
not.
And if you fall sick in a travel,
Yes,
then
it's
a problem.
a bad space
It's
to
a bad
be.
space to be.
Right. Okay, now I'm going to ask you some, would you post that thing or would you just pocket it and say, no, I'm not posting this one on your content?
Okay.
Okay. A missed flight with a funny twist.
I'm not going to post it because it's too much embarrassing. And I've done that many times. Gate is closed and then I have to be shooed away from boarding gate.
Okay. An emotional conversation with a local.
Yeah, I think I should post that.
Post that. Okay. A hidden cafe you want to gatekeep.
Yeah, I think I can post that.
You'll post
Yeah.
that. A travel fail that cost you a lot of money.
No, I can't post that because already I am heartbroken. And uske upar if audience are going to see and then comment, it's going to be further problem.
Okay. A location where you fell completely off the grid.
I think that was Kenya in Nairobi. So off the grid, I thought that it's the best place to be there, and it was of course best place. But I had terrible problems in the night while traveling from airport to hotel, and I missed the cab. Then the cabs were not that great, so I had a problem there.
Okay.
Because what you perceive and
Yes.
what is in reality are two
Or
different
two
things.
different things. Yeah, because you see only the good
Yeah,
things
the
and you
good
hear
things.
the good things.
Everything is hunky dory,
Yes.
but it's not.
Yes. Wonderful. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Shaurya.
very
It was
much.
lovely having you on our podcast.
It's a pleasure talking to you as well.
I enjoyed your trips thoroughly and I would definitely watch out for more such space
Sure.
on your Trip Tok.
Sure.
And all the best for it. And like I said, I would love that if it comes onto an OTT
Absolutely,
platform and you grow
absolutely.
it to that level.
Let's wish for that.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Shaurya.
Thanks.